So now we'll talk about this Hydra tool, which is a very essential tool for our use case in this lecture. So we are going to use this tool called Hydra that can be used to root fast and root any types of fast services. So I cannot really think any service that you cannot brute force using this Hydra, but it's really a handy tool to know how to use. So we are going to do one example on a web logging that you can use it to gain access to SSH or FTP routers using that, and that asks you using a username or password. So to use the tool, the first thing you are going to do is you are going to type in Hydra in Kali Linux or any Linux distributor. It will open up instantly. You don't need to do anything. But don't be confused because at first it will seem like overwhelmed, but it is really simple to use. So what you do is you can use any syntax that you want, like Hydra hyphen or minus h hyphen or minus s. If you type this, it will give you all the instructions that you want to initialize in this Hydra, and they will give you all the services that you want to work. So that's the example of you attacking a FTP service that, and you can use any types of service as you want. So in example, so we are interested in our cases, so interested in to gain any access to our login in here on this page, and we are going to assume that we don't know a username or a password, and we are going to try to log into the admin without knowing their password. So our target service is will be so first thing what we need to do is we need to type our IP. So you are gonna type your IP, and what you need to do is we need to specify the password or the password list. So what you have to do is you have to make a list, and you can do any list and anything you want. So in our example is we are only trying to gain access to the admin, so we are not going to use a list of usernames. So we are only going to gain access to the admin password. So what we are going to do is we are going to make a password list which is similar to the other or any list, just make a text file and just type any password at the end. So then I'm actually going to go and modify the password file that we created, I created, or you can just create as I previously told, just create a test.txt file, and I'm going to add the password for admin, and I know the password for admin is called admin pass. So I will just add it somewhere in the middle. So I'm going to just save it, and the word list will contain all the password. So what we are going to do is we are going to type this, and we are going to give the password list which is stored, and it is stored in a root test.txt file. So everything is good, and they are the only thing that you have to do. So we still haven't specified what types of service that we are attacking. So we will give it the username, and we will give it the list of password to try, but Hydra still doesn't know what types of service that we are going to attack. So this is the most important option, and the option that you need to pay the most attention is to, because this is where it gets tricky. because this is where things can go wrong. So before I talking about that, I am actually as you can see, this just copy this command in here, and all this will tell to do is this will use the service to brute force the username password for me. And as you can see in here, it's telling us that there are all types of supported service. So as I said, I cannot really think of a service that is not supported, so you can have a look all of this and try them. Then what we are interested in here is HTTP, so just type -p and it will be either get or post. So after that we are gonna be a form, because it will send through a HTML and it will be like this. And what I'm going to do is just run this code and using form. Because of the HTML page that look up for the method. So service will be going to be the form, and so just type Hydra -u, this one, Hydra -u, and I'm going to give it the name of the form or the name of the service that I want to use, which is the HTTP, and HTTP post form. As you can see in here, HTTP post form, this is the service. Now again I am giving, or I am giving you a long description about how you can use the service, and the bottom it gives you an example. Or in here the examples are really good, because you can just copy and paste them and adapt them into your target. So the format of this service is to give you the location where the brute force gonna be boot. So the forms that you are going to give it a user parameter. Now what we are going to do is we are going to give the password a parameter, and then we are going to give it the even that. Now what you have to do is you are going to need to turn my intercept is on. So what I am going to do is I am just going to logging to our username and password. So I am just want to see what gets sent to the target and web application. So what I am going to do is I am going to logging with the username admin, and I am going to go with password each word sent. So what you can see that the user parameter is just called username. So I am going to just type this and password parameter. So what you are going to do now is you are going to go to this header function. As you can see, header. So previously we did random character on our password field, and now I am going to go to the headers, and this is what sent, as you can see in the down below. And you can see that the user parameter is just called username. So just copy, and also you can also see the password parameter again is password instead of pass. And you can see we also give an extra parameter in here, which is like login submit button. As you can see in here, login submit button. So you need to add that as well, and in your case if you had other things that being sent, so you need to add them as well to your request. So we are going to add that into in here. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to turn off the intercept after that. Now if we try to log in again, it will be a failed login and a failed login. So you can either use this or my explanation, which was easier to just use this. So if you just use the message in the login, then you will get, as you can see in here, this is the main code that you need to type. So make sure you do not miss any of this, or just type this. So this is the most important part, I would say. So we can say the whole request is separated in a 3 column. The start is the location where we want or where the page we are going to brute force is, and when we look that here, the second part is parameter that we are going to be dealing with and we are going to be sending to the server, and we took off with a, as you can see, this is a quite big line. So just copy this and just press enter and it will execute. Also make sure to remember that there is a service that you need to execute, and which is the HTTP. This one is HTTP post. Make sure you type this word, otherwise it won't work. So make sure you type HTTP post form. So the same service that we were inquiring about when you use the new option. So again, just type this and it would display every request it sent to the server. So and make sure you put -r in here. Okay, -p, and this is the direction of this text file, and this is the IP address, this is the method, and this is the web page that we are going to be using, this web page. So and this is the user and this is the password, that link will be not, and as you can see, login is not logged in. So all you have to do is now execute this command, then you will find a valid username and password. As you can see, this is the login username and this is the admin password that we typed in our text file. And so this works against any web login. So it really is like web login that doesn't really need any to have like SQL injection or JavaScript or access or etc, anything like that. So now you can just type login into this page and it will go to this page. As you can see, this is as you, so as you can see, I am you can then act, you will be logged in as admin. And that's all for this Hydra tool by using or guessing a login password using Hydra.